Like, I know it's a lot.
Look, let me tell you this other one here. There was a time when Tupac and Biggie both were murdered, and the whole hip hop game from the East to the West Coast was shook.
Mm,
Everybody was done. Everybody
mm,
was done. And I'm telling you, it was seconds before it would have been a war. I'm not lying to you at all. And I can't make this up. It would have been a war between
mm,
the East and the West because everybody was hurt that Tupac was murdered. Everybody was hurt that Biggie was murdered, and it was crazy.
mm,
The minister called a meeting at his house. And when he called a meeting at his house, everybody came. Everybody
mm,
from the West Coast, cats from the East Coast, Midwest. And I'm telling you, man, in that meeting, and he had Stokely Carmichael, Kwame Ture. He was
mm,
there. And that was my first time meeting him. And he was
mm.
on his way to Africa. And the minister asked him to stay just to have this conversation. I got the video of this. You understand? I got the video. And he started to tell us about how we were being manipulated and played and taken advantage of with this manipulation of making one turn against the other. And he taught us about the hidden hand.
Mm,
And he taught us about the hidden hand and how when two people are good and there's no problems with them, out of nowhere, now they have a problem. Usually there's a third person involved that you do not see. And that information, it sounds simple, but if you apply it to any life, in your family, anywhere, when two people are cool and they're not cool no more, usually there's a third person in there that's creating something that you cannot see.
mm,
And when the minister broke it down and we were in there and we went through it and we all was in there and it was emotions flying high. He had Vibe magazine, he had Russell there, he had, I mean, it was, the room was packed.
mm,
And we didn't leave that room until we came to a resolution, till we came to an understanding of what we were going to do and how we were being played against each other, because he showed us that the media played such a major role
mm,
in lighting the fire under, let's say, a simple argument, a simple disagreement, or a misunderstanding, or something that was taken out of context, and that one thing turned into lives being taken and a
mm,
war starting to happen between the East and the West Coast. And when he sat in there, he broke down. This is our first time hearing about Willie Lynch and
mm,
the whole thing about Willie Lynch. He pulled out the letter.
mhm,
Kwame Ture, he was in there, and this is right before he passed away. He told us, he said, he said, show people your virtues, not your
mm,
vices. He said, that's what you should be doing. And it was a
mm,
powerful thing coming from him because he was going through his sickness at that time, but he stopped because the minister asked him to participate in this meeting. And I think that this meeting, I think that people don't understand the depth of this meeting. Like what you see or the unity that you started to see in hip hop started with this meeting. This
mm,
meeting is the seed or the light that ignited peace throughout the East and the West Coast. And
mm,
it happened because of him. It
mm.
happened because of him. And he taught us how to not attack each other and try to find out who is the hidden hand. So
Mm.
instead